and welcome to Making It with Scott. Today we're going to be making this Merry Christmas ornament sign. The file for this cutting is free. I designed it. There'll be a link in the description. It comes in 3 different formats. You can get it as a PDF, which is a full size, a 14 3/8 inch diameter circle. There's also a PNG file, which is 7 inches, and then there is a SVG file, which is 7 inches, but you can scale it for however big you want it. With SVG, you can also use it for 3D printing, laser engraving, your Cricut, whatever you want to use it for. So I printed out the PDF, cut it, and taped it all together. And here it is. All right, let's look at the pattern here. If you look, there are a whole bunch of small circles just scattered throughout this. The best part about that is you can just use a similar sized drill bit. Doesn't have to be the exact same drill bit. Drill those holes, and then you have a lot of extra detail that you don't have to cut out on the saw. So I used 1/4 inch plywood for this layer here. So I decided to use a number 5 Niqua Ultra Reverse Blade. They're also sold under the name Flying Dutchman. And then I also used the number 0 Olsen Spiral Blade. So I used the Ultra Reverse Blade on all the lettering, the trees, the larger circles that I did not drill. And then I switched out to the spiral blade to do the snowflakes, you know, a bunch of the other ornaments. And the reason for that is I get a much cleaner cut with the Ultra Reverse Blade. And then with the spiral blade, it doesn't have to be as exact, and it kind of adds a little bit of texture to it, and I kind of like that. So with the spiral blades, they cut 360 degrees, so you don't have to be constantly spinning around this really large piece of wood. The lettering is primarily in the middle, so it's relatively easy to cut on the saw. I cut this out in the bower, so I have a 22-inch throat depth, but you know, as long as you got like 18 inches, you should be golden. Otherwise, you could cut the whole thing out with spiral blades. To mount the pattern to the wood, what I did was I took the wood, I put blue painter's tape onto the wood, just covered it with blue painter's tape. Then I took the pattern, flipped it upside down, sprayed it with spray adhesive. I like to use a Super 77 by 3M. It's awesome. You just wait for it to tack up, and then you just stick it down. So you made a big sticker. So when you're done with your pattern, you can just peel it off. Oh, one more thing. I'm not going to show the entire cutting out process. I'll show little snips here and there. It's not worth having it, you know, it took 2.5 hours to cut. We don't need a 3-hour video. But if you're interested in seeing it cut in real time, I did record a live stream that's in the channel, so you can watch it. You can see me answering some questions. You know, it's very slow, but sometimes slow is fine. So if that's what you want to watch, it's there. I am running a foot pedal. It's a dead man switch today. So when I put my foot on the pedal, it turns on. When I take my foot off, it turns off. So let me get a blade on here and we'll start cutting. Yeah, I didn't have any baltic birch this size, so this is just like cheap birch from Menards. This thing's like cutting a huge pizza. So when we started cutting this, I started from the center and moved my way out. I did the large lettering first. We got some delicate things in here you gotta be careful with, but this backing board it's just a piece of plywood that was in the shop. It's not great by any means, but it'll work perfectly for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this down, and I have this large washer. I'm just going to set the washer on, and then when I trace, I'm going to hold it against that, and that's going to give me a nice, what is it, about an inch and a half. I don't know if you can see it or not, but now we have a big circle. Now I want this to look like an ornament, so I'm just going to eye up the center. Call that the center right there. I'm going to set this over, and I'm going to just trace. All right, let's cut out this the backing board. I don't know, you probably can't see the pencil marks. I can, so. It's cut. I spray painted the top a silver color, and then the backing I did black. I put a couple coats of glaze after I glued it, and I took a paint marker and I just went along the outside edge here just to give it a little bit more definition. I put a sawtooth hanger on the back, and this thing is ready to go. So if you do decide to make one, please take a picture and send it to me. I'd love to see my patterns, what they look like when they're done by other people. Other than that, if you want to give me a thumbs up and a follow, I would appreciate it. And I guess just Merry Christmas and have happy holidays. All right, guys, we'll catch you the next time.